viewers, I'm Arun. Today, we are going to talk on don't let osteoporosis fracture your future. Osteoporosis knows no boundaries, no matter where you live. Although a manageable condition, osteoporosis remains vastly underdiagnosed and undertreated. For cancer, there are treatment options available, and cancer is curable if detected early. But for established osteoporosis, currently there is no treatment options available, which is very alarming. The simplest way to learn about the risk of osteoporosis and how to protect yourself from the silent disease. Together, let us invite and welcome the dynamic, the energetic, loved and adored by his patients, Professor Dr. S. Sundar, Senior Consultant, Joint Replacement Surgeon and Tumor Surgeon and Medical Director, VS Group of Hospitals. Dr. S. Sundar has more than 30 plus years of experience in his field, and MBBS and MS in orthopedics. He is highly skilled to perform an array of orthopedic procedures. He holds an FIGOF, FIGOF from Germany. Dr. Sundar is well versed in complex trauma care, joint replacement surgery of hip, knee, and shoulder, and treating all kinds of bone tumors. A true medical professional, Dr. Sundar is devoted to providing his patients with the best medical care that this country has to offer. His compassionate approach lets his patients settle down into a relaxed environment, which makes him the most favorite doctor. Dr. Sundar believes in ethical and affordable care for his patients and makes sure his patients are comfortable during the treatment. To add to these accomplishments, Dr. Sundar was bestowed with the Best Doctor Award by MGR Medical University and the Best Paper Award in Indian Orthopedic Association. Welcome to the Facebook live session, Dr. Sundar. We keep watching your awareness videos on all media platforms. Thank you so much for that. Welcome to the Facebook.
Thank you.
Doctor, my first question, what is osteoporosis?
Osteoporosis basically means weakening of the bones, the entire body. It is a gradual process. The first stage is called as osteopenia, where there is initial loss of bone strength, and then as the bone strength disappears further and further, then it leads to a terminal condition called osteoporosis.
Thank you, doctor. What causes osteoporosis?
Okay, basically, a lot of reasons for osteoporosis. The commonest reason is growing old, because the sex hormones are responsible for managing our bone strength, mineral strength. Because we grow old, these hormones diminish, and so it can lead to osteoporosis. Then certain vitamin deficiencies, certain endocrine problems, a lack of exercise, overeating, bad food habits, non-exposure to sunlight. There are a lot of other reasons for osteoporosis.
Thank you, Dr. Sundar. Doctor, my next question is, who gets osteoporosis?
Basically, when after their menopause are more affected by osteoporosis, they have a higher tendency to be affected by osteoporosis. Men after 65 and a lot of obese individuals with unhealthy food habits, no physical activities, and people with endocrine issues can get osteoporosis.
Thank you, Dr. Sundar. What are the symptoms, doctor?
Symptoms, basically, it starts off simply with pain and a feeling of tiredness, mainly upper back pain. You feel like you would like to take rest more often than you were actually doing before.
Okay.
Sometimes it can present you as a fracture for a trivial fall. You might come up with a fracture of the lower end of the wrist or the hip joint or the back. see, for example, you're going in a bus or an auto or at a high speed in a vehicle, and you go over a speed breaker at a high speed. The and when you go to high speed, you tend to slightly get lifted off from the seat, and you again sit back. Even such a trivial thing can cause a fracture in the back. So these are all ways in which osteoporosis can present to you. But the commonest symptom is feeling of upper back pain and a feeling of tiredness.
Noted, doctor. Doctor, how osteoporosis is diagnosed?
See, osteoporosis diagnosis is a combination of clinical history taking how the patient presents and then x-rays. And for a conclusive really for us to diagnose osteoporosis, we will need to do a bone mineral density. Of course, we do serum calcium, serum phosphorus, and serum vitamin D3 levels also, but they are mainly to assess the treatment plan for osteoporosis. Definitive diagnosis for osteoporosis will be a bone mineral density test in the form of a DEXA scan and X-rays of the spine and pelvis.
Thank you, doctor. Dr. Sundar, how does calcium and vitamin D help prevent osteoporosis?
See, calcium and vitamin D are integral to preventing osteoporosis. See, basically, they are the literally the backbones of our body. They provide the mineral strength to the bones. And as we grow old and the sex hormones, as I told you, diminish in their quantities, the ability to absorb calcium from the body, from the natural food that we eat, decreases. And vitamin D deficiency means the calcium that is being absorbed into the body is not effectively being channelized into the bones. So calcium supplements and maintaining vitamin D levels are very important in preventing osteoporosis.
That was very educative, Dr. Sundar. My next question is, how much calcium do women need each day?
See, normally the average adult would require 1,000 to 1,200 grams, 1,200 grams per day. But as you grow older, requirement goes up to 1.5 grams to 1.75 grams a day.
Thank you, doctor. Doctor, is calcium supplement is a must?
It is a must for all women who have attained menopause. It is a must for all men after 65. And it is a must for all people who are in the high risk group, like people living in very cold conditions, people having certain endocrine disorders, people who are overweight and have no physical activity. So wherever the risk of developing osteoporosis is there, calcium supplements are definitely a must.
Thank you, doctor. Doctor, what types of physical activity help prevent osteoporosis?
Very simple physical activities: walking, cycling, and simple strengthening exercises to the various muscles. All this actually household work done daily physically, can itself help. And in olden days, there were no mixies, grinders, there was no TV remotes, there was no motors. So people used to, even take their own water from the well. They used to be doing a lot of physical work. Those simple things itself prevented osteoporosis. Now there is hardly any activity. Everything is motorized. Life is made much more simpler. So simple activities like walking, cycling, swimming, and some strengthening exercises for the basic muscles will definitely help.
Thank you, doctor. Doctor, what can happen if osteoporosis is not treated?
You become bedridden. Eventually, your life becomes only the cot space, 6 by 3 foot, because you will not be able to walk. Even if you get up and sit, you will feel a lot of pain. You want to lie down, and your life gets confined to a bed. This is not something that you would like, right? This is what we are seeing a lot in our elderly patients today, because people nowadays are living longer, but the problem is that they don't take care of their bones, and because of that, they are not able to walk. They are become bedridden. So though they are mentally active, physically they are totally inactive, and that brings a lot of mental anguish to them and their surroundings.
Thank you, doctor. That was very, very elaborate. Doctor, does pregnancy and breastfeeding affect bone density?
Yes, technically, pregnancy, multiple pregnancies tend to increase your bone strength. So that is why a lot of our grandmothers were all healthy. Breastfeeding is supposedly decreasing the calcium content because it is being given to the child, but it can all, that is why all breastfeeding mothers are given a lot of calcium supplements.
Sure, doctor. Doctor, will medicine prevent osteoporosis and fractures?
Definitely. There are, as I said, calcium, vitamin D supplements on a regular basis prevents osteoporosis from happening. And in early stages of osteopenia and before osteoporosis gets well established, just pre-fracture stage, there are quite a few drugs which are available today, which can definitely help reverse the cycle.
Sure, doctor. What is bone mineral density test?
Yeah, this is what I told you. It actually, it's what we do is a DEXA scan. This
Okay.
is there is a lot of fear that this produces radiation and everything. It is not like a CT scan or an MRI. It is quite a safe scan. It does a scan of the whole body. It analyzes the bone strength, especially of the spine and the pelvis, and it gives you a T score and a Z score. So we have some normal values for the T score and Z score, and when the score follows to a certain level, it is called as osteopenia, and when the score goes below that level, then it is called as osteoporosis. So it helps us to establish the exact strength of the bones.
Thank you, Dr. Sundar. Doctor, does bone density test involve a lot of radiation?
Yeah, that's what I told you. It doesn't involve radiation. It's absolutely a safe test to be done and can be done on a regular basis for all women who have attained menopause and men after 65.
Okay, doctor. Doctor, are kids at risk for osteoporosis?
Today's kids they don't have any physical activity, a lot of junk food. So definitely they are at a risk for osteoporosis. And some kids with hereditary endocrine issues are also at risk for osteoporosis.
Doctor, what treatment is available for osteoporosis?
As I told you, today the current treatment is we give calcium supplements, and there are a group of various groups of drugs. The main group of drugs is called as biphosphonates. There are second generation, third generation, and fourth generation drugs, which can be used to reverse onset of osteoporosis. And then there is a parathyroid hormone like drug called teriparatide, which is also showing good results in the treatment of early osteoporosis.
Thank you, doctor. Doctor, when should one consider seeing a doctor about being evaluated for osteoporosis?
And they have back pain without any strain, when they feel tired unnecessarily. These are two very key symptoms when they need to see a doctor.
Dr. Sundar, can you please educate us on osteoporosis and genetics?
As I told you, if certain endocrine disorders which are hereditary and are genetically induced osteoporosis, so children can get affected by that. And if your mother or grandmother has had osteoporosis, then definitely you are at a higher risk. Your sisters, your siblings, anyone has had osteoporosis, then you are at a higher risk to develop osteoporosis. You need to take precautionary action there.
That was to the point, doctor. Doctor, can osteoporosis be reversed?
Yes, it can be reversed. As I told you, at early stages, it can be reversed with these drugs, with a rich calcium diet, food, calcium supplements, vitamin D supplements, and exercises. Definitely, it can be reversed. It's a combination therapy. It's not. It's a holistic therapy. It's just not. It's just not so simple like you popping in a tablet or taking an injection is going to be reversed. You will also have to change into a healthy lifestyle and healthy foods.
Sure, doctor. Sure, doctor. Doctor, there is a myth, by taking calcium, kidney stones. So can taking too much calcium causes kidney stones?
This is the biggest myth going around. And what we orthopedic surgeons like to convey to the public, like to educate the public, is there are a lot of new calcium combinations which do not produce kidney stones. There are a lot of combinations now available, and if you have a fear that you will develop kidney stones, it can always be countermanded by taking a lot of water, drinking plenty of water, and decreasing the tomato content in your daily diet. And worst case scenario, if at all you do develop kidney stones, which is not very common, it's very rare. If at all you develop kidney stones, there's multiple levels of treatment for kidney stones. It's completely treatable, whereas osteoporosis is not treatable, and kidney stones does not decrease the quality of your life. Osteoporosis will destroy the quality of your life.
Thank you, doctor. Thank you so much. Doctor, what is the difference between osteoporosis, osteopenia, and osteoarthritis?
Yeah, this is a very good question. There's a lot of confusions about this among the public. Osteopenia is early stages, very early stages of osteoporosis. It's a stage before. The medical term is also called as osteomalacia, where the bone mineral density starts to disappear from your body. This is where you need to take corrective measures, like, as I said, walking, cycling, taking calcium-rich food, calcium supplements, and everything. This will absolutely stop the osteopenia and reverse it. If you are entering into osteoporosis, which is a more established loss of bone minerals density, in the early stages, as I told you, these drugs which are available now, along with the healthy diet, exercises, and calcium supplements, can reverse it. Osteoarthritis is totally a different thing. Osteoarthritis is basically aging of the joints, very commonly the knee joint. When we generally mean osteoarthritis, we mean osteoarthritis of the knee joint, which is basically aging of the knee joint, which is much more common in our country. Aging of the hip joint is more common in the Western world.
That was very informative, doctor. Doctor, why osteoporosis prevention awareness is very much needed today?
As I told you, very advanced osteoporosis, there is no cure, there is no treatment. Whatever medicines we have today cannot reverse it, and it destroys the quality of your life. You become bedridden. That is not something that you would like to be in, a situation that you like to be in, or a situation that you would like your elderly people, your near and dear ones, to be in. So it's paramount that we prevent osteoporosis, because there is no definitive cure for advanced osteoporosis.
Sure, doctor. That was very informative. Can one live an active life with osteoporosis?
As I told you, you have to lead an active life to reverse early osteoporosis. But with advanced osteoporosis, you cannot. You become bedridden. It becomes a totally a very inactive life for you. So in early osteoporosis, you have to reverse it by going into an active life.
Sure, doctor. What is the last stage of osteoporosis? Can you elaborate this?
Yeah, as I told you, the last stage is a simple act of even sitting in the bed gives you a lot of pain all over your body. You feel very weak and tired. You don't feel like doing anything, getting up. So it makes it difficult for you to even walk. So you become bedridden. So this is the last stage, and something that you would not like to be in.
That's alarming, doctor. Dr. Sundar, osteoporosis remains vastly underdiagnosed and undertreated. Why?
Because generally in our country, people tend to take fatigue and pain in their stride and keep going on with their life, because the tolerance level is much higher. They go to meet a doctor only when their daily life gets affected considerably. And many times that it might be a stage where it's too late for the doctor to help you. It's not only for this and for a lot of other things. Another thing is, a lot of women, once they attain menopause, they don't take calcium. There's a lot of ignorance about that. And one of the key contributing factors to that is that taking calcium will produce kidney stones. So this lack of taking calcium supplements is another major contributing factor. And so this ignorance leads to osteoporosis not being diagnosed at the appropriate time.
Thank you, Doctor. Dr. Sundar, what is the take-home message about osteoporosis?
See, you need to have healthy bones.
Okay.
Only when you have healthy bones, you have a lot of mobility. Only when you have a lot of mobility, you have a healthy life. Only when you have a healthy life, your heart, your kidneys, your liver, your brain, everything else functions properly. So for you to be healthy and lead an active life, you need healthy bones. That's the bottom line. And whereas you have treatment for ailing heart, for ailing kidney, for ailing liver, you don't have treatment for an ailing bone. So take care of your bones. Let it not fracture your life.
Thank you, Doctor. Doctor, this question we always wanted to ask you. You're a surgeon, orthopedic surgeon, and you'll be busy in surgeries. Then you are a medical director. Then you have a very, very busy schedule every single day. How do you find time to create awareness about osteoporosis and bone health? How do you manage it?
See, we run some education videos in the hospital waiting area where patients are sitting to see various doctors. So that is one key method of educating people. Running it around repetitively so that they take notice, and then having a lot of camps in the neighborhood and distributing pamphlets about social awareness about osteoporosis, conducting a lot of webinars and TV shows and radio interviews to spread the awareness, because the reach is more now digitally. Today, we are moving more from camps and in circulation, hospital in circulation videos to digital awareness, because a lot of youngsters are digitally connected, and educating them means you're educating the entire family. So we are now focusing a lot on bringing about the digital awareness on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and a lot of other platforms.
That's fantastic, Doctor. Viewers, good bone health begins with knowing your bones. Be proactive in the prevention of osteoporosis and fragility fractures. It's never too early or too late to take action to protect your bones. Dr. Sundar, this Facebook session was very informative, and thank you so much for always educating us through various media platforms. And thank you for taking your time out. We wish you all the very best and a very happy Deepavali to you and your family in advance.
Thank you. I should thank you for giving me the opportunity to spread awareness, some effort on my side to give social awareness on osteoporosis. Thank you. Happy Diwali to you and all to the viewing public. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sundar. Yes, viewers, thank you for staying with us. As Dr. Sundar advised, be proactive and don't let osteoporosis fracture your future. Join us on Thursday, that is coming Thursday, 4th November 2021 at 8 p.m. for a Facebook live session on skin and hair care, do it yourself and treatment options, as we invite the leading dermatologist specialized in cosmetology, cosmetics, lasers, and hair transplant surgery, Dr. Annie Flora, VS Hospitals, Chennai. Till then, stay tuned. Happy and safe Deepavali to you and your family. Thank you, viewers. Take care. Thank you. Thank you, viewers. Thank you, Dr. Sundar.
Thank you.